Feature Friday.
The freshest.
This is I Am You, ballad version.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Hopefully there's a live band or there's...
Well, this is definitely, the anticipation is definitely killing me though. Okay, thanks. Wow.
Even if there's not a live band, I want to see them live with in a ballad. Oh wow. What?
Just let it be, just let it do this thing.
Oh wow, difficult entry. Oh, you're taking the piss.
Right, it's really interesting though, because you could see him making sure his breath was still throughout the whole of that entrance. The intro, the other people, the other members' lines, everything, he was making sure his breath was still, because finding grounding to that resonance, it really depends on breath control. It can go from really resonant to absolutely breath mess. Right. And it's really... Actually, I'm really impressed at the fact that they definitely had a really hard number before.
Yeah.
Because their heart rates are really risen. And they're sweating like crazy. And already given the piano accompaniment of it, like the high pressure of the song itself, it demands a lot of
stillness,
concentration from the artist performance themselves, but their approach to it is actually really clever. Complete stillness, absolute presence in the moment. What I love about this performance is when there's multiple members on stage is that you have enough time for everybody to really still themselves, really find themselves in the piece. And more often than not, the entrances are always the tricky part. But in this case, I have to be honest, the first phrase, the first singing phrase from Mang Chang, absolutely still, completely concrete, it's totally stable. He's a very strong live performer.
Yeah, they're low key, very, very talented singers, and I think that's why
it's so surprising when you see them in this type of environment.
That's why I was questioning that, because also the rapping sections, I think you, to a certain extent, you have to be I think an industry that does this really well, inculcates this really well, is in the Philippines, where even the rappers have a grasp and a good understanding of breath control, vocalizations, melody,
yeah.
and to a certain extent vocal disciplines, when to control breath and not sounds too shouty, when to control projection and mic, so that you have to have a decent grasp. And I think at their level, I think that genuinely all of them probably can sing.
I think they're all incredible vocalists.
Yeah.
Because what does actually mean to be a vocalist? Understanding of the utilization of the instrument,
the voice,
the voice itself. So that's a vocalist. If you are a voice teacher, somebody who learns how, like, speech and diction and all of these things, that makes you a vocalist.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, absolutely. Anything that has to do with the work of the larynx and the use of the voice itself, that makes you a vocalist. Okay. Obviously, it has been modernized throughout the years, where for some reason people think that when you allude to somebody as a vocalist, it only applies as a singer.
Right,
but that's why singers are singers and vocalists are vocalists. And you have experts in both.
I see.
But for sure, all of the line in Stray Kids are very strong, disciplined vocalists.
Well, we know certainly a benefit of being coached,
absolutely,
being trained. So,
but there is also natural predisposition.
Oh no, for
to the
sure. I
stakes.
mean, what the fuck?
This type of pressure breaks the best.
Yeah, I agree.
This type of pressure.
It's a hard line. It's a very hard line.
That's
See, the
hard.
entries are hard. The rapping entries
See, that's what I would have expected
at the entry and
in the first rap entry. Because here you see somebody who's naturally more inclined to being a singer than that can rap.
Yeah.
But not
This
a
is more
rapper.
speech quality here because I think he's actually
It's very whispery.
melodic. Go on, put it.
I'll put it back. He's having a hard time finding grounding too. And then you find somebody who's completely grounded. Also different body language. You see also completely different posture.
Yeah.
His knees are
I think also his entry is way
easier. Yeah, definitely. That's what I mean. This type of pressure.
Yeah, it's really tough.
It's
It's
what
a really hard
dictates.
environment. Really
Yeah.
good video by Luck, yeah.
Fantastic. But if you pay attention here in the positioning he is standing on, it's actually really interesting because his hips are pushing forward, which actually creates a lot of tension in the front wall of your lower tummy.
Abdomen, yeah.
Yeah, so your abdominal wall is actually really engaged down here. For singing, that would be completely detrimental. But for rap, the fact that you're compressing your diaphragm, because he's also hunching over slightly and pushing his hips forward, is actually helping him find grounding.
Creates that sound.
Yeah, it's actually he's solid in that position. There's nowhere to run.
It creates that sound,
so-
the tension of dun 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 dun.
And the member before is actually sinking in a hip,
Yep.
trying to find the stillness.
I see.
It's still a bit,
Interesting.
yeah. So it's really, to me, it's really important, the posture.
Yeah.
So it dictates a lot.
I see.
Because a little shift, a little move can make or break a note.
Right,
yeah. They're really tired though. This is a tough song. Damn, that's awesome.
He's a very good singer.
His underarming anchoring is so good. And he's so still. Also, you see how much stillness there was, like
Wow,
minimal
dude. That's
movement
awesome.
in that, because his voice was literally required all of his energy. Fantastic! Brilliant! It just gets better, isn't it? Getting better. Finding breath is so important. Yes, Felix. And you see how his posture completely changed for singing. There's no like tucking in of the tailbone. There's actually
tailbone.
yeah, that's what I try to say. So there's like a completely plank of wood and his back muscles. I love live videos. See, still. Great. That's freaking fantastic. Changed of exertion of energy there.
Right.
No breathy, no whispery. It's really solid. I actually think it was also a really hard entrance. Maybe that
Very,
was,
yeah, certainly. I think that it was the hardest entrance, even comparison to the beginning.
Yeah, I
it's
think
a way
so.
harder entrance.
Yeah.
And I think also the first rapping entrance was harder than the intro of a song, but the second vocal entrance was
Trickier in the
trickier because Yeah, I think it's just overall harder. Yeah.
Yeah.
Big attitude, this guy, right?
Oh, absolutely stunning.
Lovely voice.
What a final line.
They believe in stray kids. Oh, that's always what they say.
Yeah. I mean, what the hell? Wow.
Jesus, talking about big crowds. Bloody, that's like 30,000.
That's just,
Wow,
like
dude.
30,000 people.
Very interesting. I'm glad we checked that out. Because I feel like it was needed to see them live. It's something we always do with all the specials. I think it's very interesting with them is because I've always considered them perhaps one of the best rappers, like as a group. But
yeah, I've always before this I've always had the concept like the perspective of them as being as a commercial rap group.
Yeah. There's certainly much more than that. I still think that they do provide the best commercial rap when it comes to I guess like pure K-pop, I guess, like group Korean pop, and that's so cool because I'd love to see them when they do produce their own stuff.
Yeah.
See if they bring out any collaborations from any of these awesome rappers that are out at the moment that are making noise, that are kind of on the come up as well from Korea, but also really established. Like Ash Island and some of my favorites, Changmo and all these guys. They really do provide. They're at that level of rapping really when they also do other things. Because that's the thing is like when you're a mixed martial artist, for example. Yes, you might be a black belt in karate or jiu-jitsu, but or you might be a really good wrestler, but a pure wrestler, Olympic wrestler, would probably toy with you. A pure jiu-jitsu guy like Gordon Ryan would probably absolutely murder everyone in the UFC. I'm just saying he's like, I know this is kind of like witchy-watchy to you, but he's like the best, arguably the greatest of all time jiu-jitsu specialist. He would choke the shit out of everyone. It wouldn't even be fair.
Anaconda choke.
That would be a mixed martial artist because he's a purist. Every hour of his life, of his training life, is specialized in that.
On that.
Same as a classical or lyrical singer.
Yeah. It specializes only on that genre.
You can have then singers that can also do commercial and lyrical and contemporary and even opera, classical. But will they be as good as a pure lyrical or a pure classical? Most likely not.
That's right.
Matter of fact, no, they won't be. It's not most likely. I'm trying to be nice, but they won't be. So
there are fine specimens though, but
yeah,
I totally agree with you.
But
there's a huge leap between one and the other.
And I think they're one of these rare people where they are at the level of rap as if they were specialists. You know what I mean? So that's why I've always in my head it's like, holy shit.
Yeah, but I think